In order to set up Flow Server logging, two parts are required. Firstly, we must enable the logging of active flow to external files. Click the checkbox and then either enter a logging directory or browse to one. I've actually created a directory called Logs under Program Files, Flow Server. Now I have the opportunity to enable logging of the active flow data from external files to an ODBC database. In order to do that, either to SQL, Access or Oracle, we need to make sure that this is available. I've created a blank Microsoft Access database which I've called keyflow.mdb. I need to create an ODBC data source to this database. I go to my administrative tools and ODBC data sources. We use a system DNS and I add a new data source. I choose the type of data source I wish it to be. Notice that we have all sorts of data sources here, but I'm going to choose a Microsoft Access data source. I'm going to call this Keyflow, and I'm going to select an existing database. I click on my desktop directory and there's keyflow.mdb. That's now in my selected database. I do not need to do anything else here. Notice that my database here is empty. I'm going to close it and go back to my Flow Server setup to enable logging. I click on Enable Logging and I select the data source. I now go to Enable Logging of the ODBC data source and click the checkbox. I select the system data source from the drop-down list and there's Keyflow now available to me. And I leave the default option of delete log files after processing. We can now register this service by clicking on Register Save. We'll need a logon account to access the database, and we'll need an account to connect to the service which is going to run the ODBC logging service. Notice how you get the last status telling you what's happened and finally that the logging service was successfully registered and started. Now if we go and look at the Keyflow database, notice how we have tables automatically created for us and some queries automatically created for us.